discuss how the essay is formally scored. I have my little cheat sheet right here so I don't forget anything. So if you see me looking down, I'm just referring to my cheat sheet. Here we go. There are 5 categories in which the grader will give you a score from 1 through 6. At the end, the grader will average those scores out and you'll get a final score from 1 through 6. Here we go. The first category is called development of position. All right, and I want to explain what that means. When you read the essay topic, it's going to be something that you're going to have to pick a position on. Do you agree or disagree? Do you believe in something or do you not believe it? You can't be wrong. Let me just say that up front, okay? So you pick a position, and in your introduction, you want to clearly state that position. So you're going to say something like, I agree with the statement, and then just rewrite it, okay? Or I disagree with the statement and rewrite, okay? So you want to clearly state your position in the introduction, okay? And then what you want to do is this. When you pick your position, when you decide on whether you want to agree or disagree, you believe or not believe in something, you should think about, well, why do I agree with that? Or why do I disagree with that, okay? So come up with a reason why. And then what you want to do is in your introduction, after you've clearly stated your position, you want to give a reason for that position. Okay? So the introduction is all about kind of focusing your topic, all right? So you're going to pick your position and you're going to start to explain why. And you can have 1 reason or 2 reasons, it doesn't matter, okay? I think, however, if you have 1 reason why you agree or disagree with something, then you need to find 2 examples that support that reason. If you can think of 2 reasons why you agree or disagree, then you can write 1 example on each one of those 2 reasons, all right? And that's, I think, something you should use as a general model. So, again, the topic is development of position. In the introduction, you want to clearly state your position and give your reason for it. And then you want to use your body paragraphs, your second and third paragraphs, to give examples that support your position. All right? And this is where a lot of kids mess up. Okay? A lot of kids go off topic. They start talking about something that's related but not on topic anymore. I can't tell you how many times I've seen kids, and I'm just going to make this up. Let's say the topic is, you know, do you agree or do you believe or not believe in an afterlife? Okay? And instead of discussing in the examples reasons that support why they believe or do not believe in an afterlife, they spend that room explaining what afterlife is. Okay? That's not the assignment. The assignment is to pick a position and argue that position through examples. Okay? So be very, very careful. Like I said, I think a lot of kids in those body paragraphs, they wind up thinking that they nailed it, but they're not really on topic. And so before you write your examples, before you do that second and third paragraph, I think you should reread your statement of position and make sure that what you're writing about is on topic. All right? And then when you get to the conclusion, you should also read the introduction again before you write your conclusion, because those 2 should look a lot alike. Your introduction and conclusion should look a lot alike, because if you're not concluding what you introduced, you've in a sense failed the test. You've failed the essay. All right? So make sure that your conclusion mirrors your introduction. Make sure that your body paragraphs are examples that are on point, and make sure in your introduction you clearly state your position and begin to define the reasons why you hold that position. And if you do that, you're going to get a very high score in the development of position category. All right? Next category is organization. All right? And these 2 are interrelated. If you organize yourself well, obviously you're going to be developing your position well. All right? And I already talked a lot about organization, so I don't want to talk too much more about it. Organization is this. You're going to write in paragraph form. You're going to indent very well at the beginning of paragraphs. All right? So you're going to indent. You're going to clearly state your position in the introduction. You're going to give a reason or 2 why. You're then going to launch yourself right into an example in your second paragraph, indenting again. So you write your second example. And then what I always suggest for kids is to, when you get to that third paragraph, which is the second example, restate your position. Okay? Say, another illustration of why I believe, or another illustration of why I agree with, and then restate your position, and then you can say comes from literature, or comes from my personal experiences, and then you can go ahead and launch into that example, remembering to stay on topic so you get full points in development of position. Right now we're talking about organization. Paragraphs, introduction, first body paragraph has the first example. Second body paragraph has the second example. If you can think of a third, great, knock yourself out. If not, you go right to your conclusion. Remember to indent. Remember to start a new paragraph. Write a nice conclusion that mirrors your introduction. You will come across as somebody who is very well organized. All right? Next category is use of language. All right? This is really vocabulary. How well do you use the English language? Do you have a large and varied vocabulary? All right? This is the advice I want to give you. All right? If you feel like you want to use the word ecstatic, for example, and you're not really sure how to spell the word ecstatic, you're better off just writing very happy. Okay? Because what you don't want to do is this. You don't want to misspell a word, because a misspelled word is going to jump off the page at the reader as an error. They're going to notice that. But if you just write very happy, they're not going to notice it. All right? The example I always use is the example of a good bus driver versus a bad bus driver. And I always ask kids, which one do you think is easier to notice when you're on a bus? A good bus driver or a bad bus driver? And the answer is it's the bad bus driver. If you are on a bus with a bad bus driver, the bus is going to be shaking around and you're going to be skidding and stopping short, and it's going to be a very uncomfortable ride, and you're going to notice that it's a bad ride and therefore a bad driver. But if you're on a bus with a really good bus driver, you can forget that you're on a bus. You forget that you're even, traveling someplace. You can read a book, you can fall asleep, you can have a conversation, you can daydream, you forget you're on a bus. What you want to do is this. You want to play it safe when it comes to vocabulary, all right? If you're not sure about spellings, or you're not sure about exactly what a word means, don't take the chance. Use the, less sophisticated substitute. Play it safe. Try not to get noticed for bad things on the essay, all right? Next one is sentence structure. And this is one that I would say don't even think about, all right? I think naturally when people speak, or they think, or they write, they are going to vary their sentence structure. I think it's something that happens very naturally for most people. So my suggestion is don't even think about sentence structure and varying it. It will happen all on its own. Okay, trust me on that one. And the last category is called grammar, word usage, and I'll also add to that punctuation. All right, learn punctuation if you can. Learn grammar, and I think you can really learn that stuff in the writing section of the SAT. So if you really focus on the writing sections, and every time you use a pronoun, make sure it has a proper noun antecedent. Make sure you're not switching person from the English one to you to we to they and just getting it all jumbled up like that, okay? And if you say sentences like, if a person wants to become a better tennis player, they should do something. No, that's not right. It should be he or she, because a person is singular, and then you need he or she. They doesn't work, all right? So what I'm saying is this, that if you really focus on the writing section, you will learn the grammar, the word usage, and the punctuation that you need to write a great essay. All right. So while these are separate categories, I think in the mind of the grader, the reader, they are really interrelated. They are mixed. And what the grader is going to do, going to read your essay and just come away with a gut feeling on how strong it is, all right? But like I said in the beginning, I think one of the biggest flaws, and maybe one of the easiest ones to avoid, is the flaw of going off topic. Really keep reading that statement of position as many times as you can throughout the essay to remind yourself to stay on topic. If you do that, you'll be on your way to a very high-scoring essay.